In this tutorial, we are going to look at the structure of a Java program. First of all, we will learn how to define a function or method in Java. Then we will learn the structure of the main method, and finally we will take a look at a complete Java class which has a main class, main method, and one or many methods inside. Now let's start with the structure of a function. Each function contains a block of codes that perform a task. We can build a method to calculate area of a circle, to send an email, to convert currencies, to send user information to backend, and so on. Now let's see how we can define a function in Java. We start by specifying the return type of the function. Some methods return a value like a number, a string, and so on. But some of them don't return anything. So, the return type of these methods is void. Void is a reserved keyword in Java. Here, we have a name of our method. Remember, we should give our methods a proper descriptive name, like circle area, which describe the task of our function. This name clearly identifies the purpose of this function. Now after the name we have a pair of parentheses, and inside of these parentheses we add the parameters for this function. We can also pass parameters to add values to our function. For example, our circle area method can accept radius parameter to calculate area of this circle. But in this part of our tutorial, we're not going to talk about these parameters. After the parenthesis we add a pair of curly braces, and inside these braces we can write our Java code. We can put these two on the two new lines, or we can put left one on the same line where we define the method. I prefer to put it on the same line with my method. Every method can be accessed from different part of our program. Access modifier is a special keyword that determines if other classes and methods in this program can access these classes and methods. Most of the time we use the public access modifier for our methods. We put the type of our access modifier in front of our class and method declarations. That means, our method is accessible for all classes. It can be also private or protected or default, but we will describe these concepts later. Every Java program should have at least one main method. Main method is the entry point to our programs. Whenever we execute a Java program, the main function gets called and the code inside this method gets executed. The main function has some parts, which I describe now. Public, this is the access modifier, the main method. It has to be public, so that Java runtime can execute this method. Static, the main method has to be static so that Java can load the class into memory and call the main method. I will describe more about static later. Void, as I said before, void keyword shows that the method doesn't return anything. String args, Java main method accepts a single argument of type string array. This is also called as Java command line arguments. Okay. Now a short description about the main class. The functions don't exist on their own, they should always belong to a class that is a container for one or more related functions, which do different tasks on our program. Basically, we use these classes to organize our code to do a predefined computation. Every Java program should have at least one main class that contains the main function. We start with a class keyword. Then we give our class a proper name, which is main. Then we add a pair of curly braces. Now the main function and the functions that we define in between these curly braces belong to this class. When a function belongs to a class, we refer to it as a method of that class. As a summary, we learn the basic structure of a Java program. We have a main class, and inside this main class, we have a main method, which execute codes in our program. You can subscribe the channel to get more videos and updates. Then see you soon.